be one of the best in the tournament. Best of 7, bronze match. Are you prepared mentally, physically, emotionally for what's about to go down?
As prepared as I'm going to get, I think.
All right then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, we press the button. We hope it works. Kaboom!
And looks like it does. We are going to see the physics coming out. We're going to see the off-sham again now from the side of Scoden. That Hoarfrost Stomp now on the fist is Smaxy. Just trying to find any little bit of chip damage up front that they can. Good strafe on the running attack. Goes for the R2. I love the R2 there instead of the R1, but unfortunately just doesn't manage to grab it. We do see the Flaming Strike coming out now from Scoden. We're going to level this one out really fast as those backswings coming out from the side of the Shamshir. And Scoden able to get some damage in, get away, get the Talisman swap. It's going to give Smaxy the same opportunity to get those swaps through and work their way forward, but we're going to see just these throwing the R1s out, kind of something that Scoden's been doing a lot today, but the great Shamshir usage from the side of Smaxy is going to unfortunately be paralleled, though, from Scoden as he finds the pressure in through those trades, and Smaxy just falls so fast in that one, Enda.
The reason being is that Smaxy, because he's on the frame data setup, he believes that he can just pressure indefinitely. However, he has to be so very careful on the approach that Scoden just doesn't press on him because of the halberd mix potential, right? He's a flaming strike.
It's also...
Go on.
I don't think we're seeing a bull goat from Smaxy.
Brings up a very good point, actually.
Yeah, which, if he has the bull goat, he's able to trade into those backswings, and he doesn't have the bull goat. Scoden does, and that's just going to give an immediate advantage to Scoden.
Yeah, well, that remains to be seen, but we do have both of our players in. Give me the count in at your leisure, LBU.
And in 3, 2, 1.
Kaboom. Away goes the bolt. I know, I'm shocked. We are going to see the physic here from both of our players here. Trying to keep up that tasty bit of pressure. We are going to see the poison mist come out here on the sheer audacity of this man getting the workaround of the poison bundle ban. As we are going to see just that nice little bit of status build up right off the bat. But Scoden's not out of it yet as we see some really deftly rolls coming out there. And the backswing comes out again. The flaming strike, but it does trade. And more backswings in the trade there with the standing R1 LB. Which is, of course, just so strong. Gets the spear tally buff. He's able to push in a nice little bit of pressure. He is behind, but just barely in the stock. Goes for that little bit of a jitter in neutral here, but he is going to be rolled out in this. Did we just see a press there on the crouch R1? Scoden, you man from my own heart. Oh my god, with the flaming strike there is a little bit of peel. Forced back now once again. We're going to see just running into his space. Has to be careful in that little bit of aggression there. Again, just because it worked the first time doesn't mean that he's going to have such a free round as he is going to be able to hit from Kilo. Smaxy getting those nice presses in. Both sides incredibly low here, neither with the tier, but the fists of fury are out. And a good roll here from Scoden, but a trade in R2, probably trying to go for the follow-up there, but it was going to be eaten by that interrupt. Oh, and the beast roar just narrowly dodges.
Barely finds his way around that as we see the jumping attack coming out from Smaxy, really trying to finish this one out, and there's a great jump comes through, and the backswing is going to combo off of that. So really well played from Smaxy there to find the pressure early on and stick with it all the way through. Scoden played really well that one, but Smaxy was able to kind of find a couple little entries in. One thing I want to point out, one, you mentioned that really good crouch R1 to counter pressure on the backswing of the Shamshir, but then also that R2 after the trade on the Shamshirs in neutral was really good. It didn't quite hit, but that was the right idea. Smaxy was not expecting it. It just happened to work out that he was able to roll it.
And we have Dex versus Strength here, a battle as old as time, LB. And both sides, looking like some pretty interesting setups here. Obviously, we see the full get-ups of both of them. The tallies are out on display, but interesting that 20 strength here on the side of Scoden. And just as a very quick thank you to Tarnish Chimp for the raid, we are going to crack on with this next round, though. One of the mods would be so kind as to give a shout out to him. But LBU, I am ready to go. Are you prepared?
I am all set. We're going to have Scoden in the red, Smaxy in the blue, win the 1-1 of this best of 7.
All right.
And in 3, 2, 1.
Olé. And there we have it. We are going to see the physics here from both of our players. The daggers are out from neutral here. Little bit of a punish right off the bat. The jump attack, not terrible, especially, but the hyper armor there on the poison mist is definitely going to do some work there. I'd be curious as to what what Scoden's bar is going to look like after that one. And we do see that trade with the dagger, following up with the Shamshir and keeping up that tasty bit of pressure, but is going to be clipped. Tries to go for a running attack and get that counter aggression out, but Smaxy's just able to press with impunity, LB.
Yeah, really good pressure from Smax there. I like that with all the trading that's been doing, he took the risk to walk forward and go for a roll catch, and it played off so well for him. Not only do we have the poison just slowly ticking away at Scoden here, we see the fist coming through to pressure. It does get the punish on the bolus there. The flaming strike is going to come through, goes for the sham in the offhand to try to pressure off it. Really good R1 to counterbait that as well. The tear skip coming out, a little bit of health coming through from the swaddling cloth. Great running R1s from Scoden, trying to pull this one back by the skin of his teeth here, trying not to fall through, as we do see Smaxy now trying to get any little bit of regen he can, hanging out in the corner. The poison mist comes back out. That poison proc would be so deadly this late in the match as he goes for that jumping R2. Great spacing from Scoden, able to get around it. The flaming strike from neutral, trying to find the pressure. The running R1 is going to connect, resetting to a neutral here as the jump comes out. Is going to pressure that. Does not manage to find the hit, but is able to get away from it. Ooh. And we now see the trades coming through there, and there it is. Smaxy's going to clean that one up, taking a lead now in 2-1.
We're seeing now a great turnaround here in this match, LB. Not only are we seeing the really solid back and forth from both players, but we're seeing Smaxy do a good job of like getting that counter aggression in. Every time Scoden tries to get those presses, Smaxy's just there to just press, and he's just immediately there. He's right there. He's right on top of it. He's like, okay, he's in the corner. I know he's going to mash. I'm going to press into him, and he's going to regret life decisions and have to go next. That's really what he's looking for, and that's what the Shamshir is great at. Punishing those mash attempts is just chef's kiss. But either way, LBU, we do have both of our contestants in. Give us the count in at your leisure, brother.
And 3, 2, 1.
We're, of course, going to see Scoden on the red and Smaxy in the blue. And just these nice daggers, just to get that little bit of chip, just keep Scoden honest here at the beginning of these fights here. But beautiful, nice bit of aggression there. That little bit of a jitter, but Scoden doing a great job of getting those presses in, and a couple of late hits coming out there on that one, but is it going to be enough? As we are going to see Scoden, beautiful attempt at a strafe there, but is going to be clipped by just the end of it as the flaming strike comes out there to try and get a little bit of counter pressure. He is going to be poisoned here, and that bit of pressure, as we see the swap over to the lightning grease, is just going to be exactly what he's looking for. But that anti-air action there coming out on the side of Scoden, very, very low, but he manages to get the proc. No tear skip here for Smaxy. That is the downside to going for that poison, especially when someone's that low, as he tries to go for the strafe but gets the interrupt there, and the flaming strikes there to try and even it up. He is poisoned. He goes for the buff. He does manage to get it by a hair's breadth. Forced back now once again. We are going to see the Hoarfrost Stomp come out. Can Scoden bring this back? Neither side has a tier left. He is on red feather, and he's going to have to play super cagey on this one, especially with the unreactable that Smaxy has on the side of that. The flaming strike comes out, almost managing to get it. Just that keep away there. He tries to go for some mind games, and that's rough. LB, that is her.
Yeah, the sheer keep out that Scoden ran there for like the latter half of that fight, I mean, was really, really well played, especially, leveraging the fact that he's got the red feather going throughout all of that he can really get some good pressure onto Smaxy. I think, like you said, the downfall was trying to go for the mind game of it, but when you're at, at 800 health deficit, are you better off to risk it, or are you better off to go for it? But obviously in this case, you would have been better off just to keep them out. But obviously in some cases, the risk would have paid off. But in this one, we are going to see now Smaxy able to take a pretty comfortable lead. Now he's up by 2. This is going to put a match point onto Scoden. What are we going to see from Scoden to change things up and try to pull this one back, Enda?
Thinking of this one here, just in terms of this matchup, from what I'm able to know, he has to play an awful lot more carefully. He's being punished for going for that counter aggression and overcommitting to it. And of course, nothing about a Shamshir is committal. He's able to just go for those rollouts. He's able to get out. He just has to punish. Is he going to go for a jump? Okay, I can get the shear off, and then I need to skedaddle out of there. But either way, LBU, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, Smaxy 3 could be taking this away in blue. Scoden's 1. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Allez.
And our bolt is in, our buffs are out. The players working their way forward here as we don't see the poison mist come out just yet. Perhaps trying to set up a hyper armor trade is going to be the side of Smaxy. Immediately swapping over to that life regen here, and there is going to be the poison mist, trying to get some pressure moving forward here, and goes for it again, really trying to set up for that mist to get a lot of that proc. And that mist does a lot of the bar if you're able to get somebody in it, and that's what Smaxy's going for here. Good idea with the run, but even better idea with the jump is the side of Smaxy is able to get away that and to be a little bit advantageous here, trying to find the pressure and moving in the neutral here. Each player just trying to dance around, find their way in, playing the mind game. See the darts are going to come out from the side of Smaxy, missing the roll catch. Great punish, great spacing from the side of Scoden, but that's going to flip the pressure onto Maxi. Scoden stayed in a little bit too long. Smaxy now has a bit of a lead, working on getting that poison proc. We got to be pretty close. Actually swapping over to the fist, though, is going to be the side of Smaxy as Scoden's trying to find the pressure in. Good avoidance on that running attack. Even better avoidance from Smaxy. He just knows that flaming strike's coming out, and he just hangs out. He's like, okay, you're going to keep pressing that? Let's move along here, hey? But that one's going to catch, and now the pressure comes in on the fist, unable to find it as the running attack comes out on the halberd, chains it into the Shamshir, but the trade is going to be in favor of fist. Really high amounts of damage coming out here from the side of Smaxy, and now Smaxy on a bit of a back foot, working to make the way forward here. Scoden trying to reset to a neutral and just trying to find the pressure forward. That poison slowly ticking away, but like you said before, is going to guarantee his tier. He doesn't have to worry too much as the Shamshir is going to come out now from Smaxy, trying to set up some vortexes and some high pressure as Scoden trying to find the pressure forward. Great R1's going to catch the backswing, unable to make. Rolls a little bit too early in that running attack. That's going to give Smaxy a little bit of chip, but Smaxy falling really, really low, and Scoden is able to find a punish there as well in the Bestial Roar, trying to find the way in now. Smaxy trying to say, what can I do to finish this out? Goes for the jumping attack on the fix. Scoden two-handing the Shamshir, deciding I'm just going to take this one out now. I want to fight still. I want to be in this tournament still. Great running attack. And
nice!
The Flaming Strike does catch on the roll catch, and that's going to be Scoden staying in this in a 3-2.
Absolutely. Is this the beginning of the reverse sweep,
It
LB?
could be.
This is nuts. Like, Scoden is doing such a good job of, he's reined in that aggression to such a huge degree. He's finding those opportunities to get those hits in. He's looking for those opportunities to force those presses. He's just doing a really, really solid job. As you have disappeared off the face of the planet, let's not do that then.
You know, you can't do a reverse sweep if you don't go down 3-1, so props to Scoden here for setting this up. But we are going to see each player working, they're getting their way back in. Scoden did a really good job that one of finding the counter pressure and really spacing out those attacks, but still is rolling some of those Shamshir attacks early. That's giving Smaxy some damage, it's giving him some of those phantom hits, it's giving him some of that poison. So curious to see how Scoden tries to lock in to pull this one back.
No, for sure. I'm ecstatic to see how this next round is going to go, LB. 3-2 in Smaxy's favor. And ladies and gents, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1, LA.
And out comes the bolt, out comes our buffs, and we do see immediately daggers coming out. Wants to get rid of that shield salesman as soon as he can, but Scoden does get the poisonous mist out here, really trying to utilize this pressure off the status, and does immediately find a running R1, chains it into a roll, follow up on the roll catch into another running R1, the flaming strike to punish it, is able to find the punish. Maxi just kind of walked right into that one as the jumping R2 is going to miss. Great spacing from the side of Scoden. Scoden free aims the offhand and actually misses their Enda, as we now see a bit of a reset here. The fists coming out immediately now from Smaxy. He's trying to get in, he's trying to get physical, he wants to take this one home. He does not want to put this onto a match point in total. He wants to take this one out and move along. The talisman swaps coming through the neutral game of these players. Great running attack to come in, even better punish comes out from the side of Scoden, does manage to also find the the backswing on it there. Great running attack, takes advantage of the little bit of off spacing there, and Smaxy falling very low now, but has the chase down with these fists. The trade coming through, I'm not sure if that was it for Scoden, because that puts him right into tier skip range, but that poison should take it out pretty much any minute, and there it is. So he can kind of play very passively there, wait for that poison to come through. The flaming strike going for the anti-air actually doesn't manage to land it. Does get the tier proc though with the offhand of the Shamshir as he's trying to find his pressure forward.
Yeah, he's doing a great job here. Look at that flaming strike though. Just, you know, greet him. He thinks he has pressure, time to open the door, and there's fire and flames inside, LB. And, you know, looking at this here, Scoden is doing a good job of going for those sheer presses as opposed to the halberd ones. That's really going to be his win con here. But he is going, both sides going for that spinning slash, but it's not going to connect on the side of either of them. Scoden is, of course, going to be on a timer here with that poison proc, and forced back into the corner, tries to go for some counter pressure. He goes for the backswing, but he's so low. Oh.
Yeah, it's a really interesting play from Smaxy with Scoden having the health advantage, but with the poison ticking, really what Smaxy wants to do is just kind of hang out, right? He wants to let that poison work. He wants to force Scoden in a situation where Scoden needs to walk into him, but instead he just runs right at him and finds the combo to clean it out. So really good aggression from Smaxy there at the end. Probably something Scoden wasn't anticipating, was probably trying to figure out how he was going to get in, and then just immediately gets pressed and cleaned up for a 4-2 in favor of Smaxy. And Smaxy getting the opportunity now, the person that took him out in the first round is now the hurdle that he has to jump to get back into winning this tournament.
Yeah, for sure, LB. And you know what? We're actually going to do the unheard of here. We're actually going to go for the playback on this one. What a great way to finish it out, the end of our bronze match. Smaxy did a phenomenal job just looking at that pressure, that flaming strike there just to greet him on the way in. Really, really solid stuff. And, you know, kudos to Scoden for doing such a great job. He's poisoned. He realizes his back is against the wall all the way through on this one. But he manages to force a super tight round all the way through. And Smaxy as well with the patience to realize, yeah, I've gotten interrupted. I am still aware that my health bar is bigger than yours. So I'm going to have the opportunity to press into you. That is a punish that I've seen multiple times all the way through this set, and the spinning slash mirror coming out there on that one is just a really interesting. And, you know, GG's to Scoden, even though you didn't make it. I'm super stoked to see you make it into the next one of these, brother. You did an absolutely phenomenal job, but that flaming strike there, that whiff on the second follow-up there, I understand the impatience that you get into, and then he tries to mash the trade, and he should have just gone for a shoot and scoot on that one, LB, I think. That was really the end of him, and it's not the first time he's done it. And, you know, GG's to both, well played, and I am super, super excited to see you in against Scoden. Very, very well played. But now, LBU, it is time. It is time for the finals match. It is going to be Shu versus Smaxy here. We'll just give Smaxy just a minute to kind of take stock, get the old reset going in his brain, because that was a stressful round if ever there was one.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one that, you know, he really had to lock in for, really had to be aware of everything, stacking every advantage that he can, like I said, getting that poison proc, playing off of that, aggressing, like you made the great point of noticing, yeah, my health bar is lower, but really it's higher. You got the poison on you. Let me press you on this and let me take advantage of that. Really, really good plays from Smaxy there through that entire set. And the original match with him versus Shu was really, really solid. Hopefully this losers bracket has had the opportunity to get him a little warmed up, get him a little more ready, and he can go at this full strength and try to clean this one up.
Yeah, it could go either way here on this one. Shu has been absolutely formidable as an opponent all the way through this tournament. Absolutely formidable. She did an excellent job all the way through.